Blue Jays win. Let's go. The day is May 28th. And the poetic nature of this beautiful game that we love was in full effect in Minnesota. I mean, yesterday it was the heartbreaking jump by Dalton Varsho at the wall. I titled the video Off the Glove and Over the Wall. And today's video is going to be called Off the Glove and In the Glove, or just It Stays in the Glove, something like that, because what a beautiful picture that was of the Blue Jays season hopefully turning around. Now, there are some asterisks to be added onto that, because in order for the Blue Jays season to really get turned around, obviously, that win isn't exactly the cookie cutter win that you're going to expect from this team. The offense still struggling, only able to score 3 runs. One of those runs was on an error in the 8th inning, a beautiful error that I love to see because it favored our Blue Jays. And then the 2 runs from Alejandro Kirk on a bloop single. So it's not like the offense has really figured it out, but hey, the pitching staff. Round of applause for the pitching staff. Absolutely dominant. I said in yesterday's video, hopefully Jose Barrios can provide a little bit of a boost for the Toronto Blue Jays, and he did exactly that. 5 2/3 inning of shutout baseball. Mwah, beautiful. Thank you, Jose. So those pitching bright spots, fantastic. You love to see it. Obviously not something you're going to be able to replicate every game, but Jose Barrios is more and more starting to look like the pitcher the Blue Jays paid for. Really starting to put together some solid starts. I'm tempering the expectations on Barrios because this is the world of Jose Barrios. He's up and he's down. He's hot and he's cold. He's in and he's out. He's a hit song from 2006. But the other bright spots for the team, all joking aside, of course, Bo Bichette. What can be said about Bo Bichette? 2 for 4 again today. Springer also seeming to figure out that poke a little bit. He had 2 hits in 3 at-bats with a walk. And the scuffling offense otherwise is the scuffling offense. Vladimir Guerrero, another 0 for today. I think he actually had 1 hit yesterday, but still not doing the best that he can do. Chapman, 1 for 2 with a walk. But yeah, other bright spots for the team, of course, Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette is my dad. I don't know what else to say. Bo Bichette is... I love him. I love him. He's the best player on the team right now, and it's not even close. Another 2 for 4 day. Alejandro Kirk catching 5 days in a row, able to produce offensively, even if it was a little bloop single from the 5'2", 680 pounds. I don't know what his stats are now, but I mean, just a ridiculously sized proportioned man. Catching 5 days in a row, you worry about durability, but he performed offensively, and the pitching staff was absolutely dominant, especially the bullpen. So hats off to Alejandro Kirk, a huge plus for the Blue Jays today. Other news that we want to maybe talk about quickly, other than which was more or less an uneventful game. It was nice that the Blue Jays were able to get that big hit, but obviously when you have that many strikeouts from your bullpen, there's not really much to talk about other than they were really, really good. So hats off to the Blue Jays bullpen on a very, very good performance. Jordan Romano has had his ups and downs this year. It must feel really good to just go into a game up by 3, pow, 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 sit down the Twins. Obviously, really excited for him. And the Blue Jays did something that maybe seemed impossible for them given what happened yesterday. Eduardo Julien, another player we're kind of focusing on because of the Canadian content. Eduardo Julien, no hits. You love to see it. He did walk once, but he struck out twice. So they were able to settle him down, which obviously I'm happy that they did, but hopefully Eduardo can continue a fantastic year, get that batting average up a little bit. And just super excited for what that player is going to be. Hopefully he continues to have good swings, not against the Blue Jays. But more news sort of to talk about. There's a quote that I wanted to bring up here. I believe they referenced it in the Ben Nicholson Smith when they talked to Kevin Kiermaier. Because the Blue Jays now, the injury bug is starting to go around a little bit. They're down Jansen. Now Kiermaier is hurt with some lower back tightness. I had mentioned in yesterday's video, I should say, that it was really upsetting that Kiermaier was in the outfield holding his back. I said that's something that should never be happening. Communications need to be had to ensure that a player who is in the field can actually play this position as best as possible. With that being said, just because he's holding his back doesn't mean that he is too hurt to play. Like, I get that there is this line that baseball players play as we get into the summer, the dog days of August. Like, players are going to be sore and they're going to want to play. But there was an interesting quote from interesting quote from Kiermaier that I wanted to share because it sort of spoke to exactly what I was saying when I was talking about whose fault is it that Kiermaier was out there. Well, it's probably Kiermaier's fault, but not really his fault, because he might just be too proud to take himself out of the game. He wants to play. Oh, it's hurting a little bit, but I'm just going to power through it. And he pretty much said exactly that. So this is Kiermaier's quote when he was asked about having to sit out the next couple games. He said, "Unfortunately, the best thing for me is time. I want to play. I want to be out there. But I want this to be you miss a couple games rather than more." So I'm glad that it didn't escalate to a worse place. If he were to take himself out of that game, he maybe would have missed 2 or 3. Hopefully he just misses 2 or 3, because he did try and make a really, really big throw with that sore back. So you'd be worried about it being a bigger injury. Thankfully, I kind of think the Blue Jays dodged a bullet here, that it's not a bigger injury. Yeah, hopefully he can get back in the lineup quick, because he has been an absolute stud. One of the best center fielders out there. But Dalton Varsho, again, I referenced it at the beginning of the video. That catch he made off of Correa in center field, almost a carbon copy of the ball that went off of the glove and then over the fence, the dagger in the hearts of the Blue Jays for that game yesterday. Was really cool to just see. I mean, this is what I love about baseball. I'm a total baseball romantic, and to have that catch be made is sort of a little, you're on the right path, kid. Things are going to turn around, kid. So anyway, that'll pretty much do it for this video. I just wanted to keep the updates coming. If you guys like this video, you guys like these Blue Jays updates, like these little game recaps or whatnot, be sure to hit that like button. We're up to 34 subscribers on the channel. Would love to see that get to 35 in the next couple days as I keep uploading. So if you guys like this sort of content, you guys like supporting up-and-coming Blue Jays content creators, smash that like button, hit that subscribe, and yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. For Jim Sox, that'll do it for this video. Have yourself a super duper day.